This past connection was to show you what love wasn't, so that you could find what love is by giving it to yourself. So I feel like this connection took you really far away from yourself. And over time, I feel like you started to realize this was something that you were allowing. And I think that through this period of healing, I think that you've come to a space of unconditional love for yourself. So I think that you've had to really call yourself out when it comes to the way you were not choosing you, not showing up for you, and showing up for the things that were not showing up for you. So I think that you had a very distorted lens of what love was. Maybe you didn't receive unconditional love growing up, so this is kind of just what felt natural. So it feels like you kind of had to create your own sense of unconditional love and teach yourself through loving yourself. And I think that this was all a part of your process to be able to receive the kind of love you do deserve. But it wasn't until you created it for yourself. So I think right now, this is a very big transition that you've made from not understanding what unconditional love is to fully knowing what unconditional love is because of how you've learned to give it to yourself. I think this has woken you up to a side of you that you kind of are looking back on your life in past relationships or friendships or your family even, and seeing how little you were accepting, and how this is what you were conditioned to do, conditioned to think, conditioned to love. And so this journey, divine masculine and the divine feminine card came out. You're attracting a divine masculine energy. You're attracting somebody that's gone through their own transition, that's gone through their own healing, that's connected to the more spiritual side of themselves. And I think that this person is here to remind you of unconditional love. It's they're going to mirror back to you the unconditional love you've gained within yourself. This is somebody that's going to connect you more to your root chakra. It's giving you work from here, they work from down here. There's a connection coming back to the heart space. So I think this is somebody that's going to trigger, I can't fucking speak. Another awakening within you. Okay, this is somebody that's going to show you a side of love that you've never received from another individual. You've only been used to it from yourself through this journey. So this is going to be somebody that comes in because you've learned how to come out of a period where you show up for yourself, where you choose yourself, where you give yourself the love you desire to have, but that first had to come with knowing what it wasn't. So the past connection was a lesson for you to learn how to choose yourself, how to love yourself. And now that you've kind of understood how you want to be loved by loving yourself, you're going to be able to receive somebody that will love you the same way that you love yourself, even more, because you know what it looks like. So it's that's what you attract, because you're not willing to accept anything less than that. So I think that you're becoming really aware of what kind of energy you put out, because it does come down to what energy you put out. So if you're putting out unconditional love, you're going to receive that, but it's more so for yourself. And it's using your discernment though, because I feel there are people that try to come into your energy that don't have the best intentions, but it's up to you to now use your discernment from your past connection to be no, and just trust your gut and what you feel to be true. It's almost you're going to know this person by the way their love feels familiar, because it's coming from you. So this is going to be a mirror image of you, but it's not going to be they're the same person as you, but you're going to recognize the love because it feels unconditional, because it will be unconditional, because you've had to connect to your own heart space. So you're going to understand this person because it's going to feel familiar. And this is to show you why it's important to have self-love, because when you're lacking that, you're forming these attachments that aren't showing you what you want. They're showing you what you need to heal still. So I'm not saying you're perfect and you're just perfectly healed, but you've gone through enough transformation and healing within your life to be able to receive this. And a lot of times these connections come in right at the right time to help us continue to evolve on our journey, where sometimes we reach a point in our self-love journey, in our healing journey, where it's like you're ready to evolve more. And sometimes that evolving comes with having somebody else in your energy to be able to see that mirror within yourself, because, you know, we think that we have everything healed, but it's not until someone's actually in your energy that, like, things get resurfaced, and then you get to kind of see yourself from another perspective, and then there's just more healing happening, but it's going to be from a space of unconditional love. So it's not going to feel like in your past relationship it was mirroring to you what you needed to heal, but it wasn't unconditional, so it felt toxic, it felt unhealthy, it felt triggering. And I'm not saying this new connection might not feel triggering, but it's from a space of unconditional love, where you're able to meet in the heart space and not meet from your ego. And I'm not saying it's not going to be hard to not do that, but you have the awareness now to move through it because you've been able to do that for yourself. So I think that this connection is very connected to the heart. This is going to be a very safe connection. You're not even going to feel like you need to, it's like, you're not going to feel like you need to change yourself. You're not going to feel like you need to hide how you're feeling. I think this is going to be a very open and receptive connection, because that's how you've been with yourself. So thank yourself for choosing to go within and choose yourself, because now you're opening the doors to receive the love you've always been meant to receive.